Welcome to Looking Within, a podcast to help you quiet your mind, settle your body, and see God's presence in your everyday life. I'm Julie. I hope our time together will help you to feel more grounded, whole, and filled with a growing desire to be a conduit of God's love and presence to the world around you. Now, let's begin. Another Christmas has come and gone. This one so very different because of our COVID world. In December, we told stories of people who have come before us, people like us, who have known tragedy and suffering of all kinds, and yet they still seem to experience the goodness of God. These stories have encouraged us to look for God not only in the good things of life, but even and especially in the experiences of life that we had not wanted, not expected. God is in everything, and quite often it is in the unexpected that our hearts are cracked open to receive God's gifts of hope, joy, peace, and love. Today, as December comes to an end, we tell one more story, a story that is unfinished, and so invites us to use our imaginations to complete it. This is the story of Mary, the mother of our Lord. We've already talked about her pregnancy, travel to Bethlehem, no room in the inn, and all the events of that holy night. The birth of Jesus, the arrival of the shepherds, and all the rest. As that day of Christ's birth comes to an end, we find Mary, by herself, pondering all these things that had happened. What was she thinking? We're not told, but we can imagine. Imagine sitting with Mary after that first Christmas, maybe over a cup of coffee, just two friends. Tired from the day, both of you are silent for a while. Then Mary speaks up. Wow, it's been quite a day. You think to yourself, yes, quite a day. That's an understatement. How do you put into words all that has happened? But Mary needs to put these things into words. As a good friend, you just listen. Nothing happened as I expected or wanted. Nothing. The pregnancy way too early in my relationship with Joseph. The birth in a strange town, away from friendly hands to comfort and support me. No congratulations from anyone but these shepherds. This was not how I imagined my marriage to Joseph. But there's one thing I guess I can be sure of, Mary continues. What's that, you ask? The angels. Gabriel announcing my pregnancy, and the angels announcing Jesus' birth to the shepherds. It's pretty clear that God was present in that part of the story. I'm just not sure how God was present in the rest of this story, or what God had in mind. And for the rest of your conversation, Mary wondered out loud about that. What was God up to? What was God's purpose and plan in all of these other parts of this story that just aren't what I expected? She would spend the rest of her days asking this question. And now, what about you? Can you pause for a moment before you take down the decorations and rush right back to life right now? The celebration of Christmas is over, what celebration there was. And COVID is still with us. What about you? Can you ponder a Christmas that didn't live up to your expectations? Can you sit with a December that was so different? Can you think about this past year and the months ahead with COVID still with us? Where is God in all of this? Mary may show us the way to proceed with our pondering. She found God in one aspect of her strange story, the angels. How could she doubt God's comforting presence from these friends of God who flat out told her, Don't be afraid, Mary. And from this one little part of her mixed up story, she began to look at other parts of the story and ask, how might God be in this part of the story too? So, can you see God in even one small part of your Christmas, your December, even your year 2020? Just one time where things didn't work out the way you wanted them to. Just one time God seemed to show up when things weren't going well, and you were surprised by an unexpected peace, or joy, or hope, or God's gentle arms surrounding you in love. Like Mary, can you think of just one such time? That would be a good start to your pondering Christmas and your life. Let's think about that during some quiet moments together. In this quiet space and time, I'd invite you to gently close your eyes and to take a few deep breaths in and out, in and out. Hear the sound of the bowl calling you to look within. Let it center you. Let it awaken you to God's presence. We've seen Mary's example of pondering the unexpected of her story. And now it's your turn. Follow Mary's example. Much of your life this Christmas, this December, this year has not been what you wanted. Can you find even one small instance where God showed up in the unexpected or unwanted? Look carefully. See that one place where God surprised you with hope, joy, peace, or love. I'll be back with you in about 3 minutes. having found just one place, even a small place in your life, where God surprised you, showing up in the midst of an unwanted part of your life, take one more minute to look for other places where God has been showing up with the Christmas gifts of hope, joy, peace, and love. I'd invite you now to take a few deep breaths in and out, in and out. Hear the bowl sound calling you back to this day. Gently open your eyes, remaining still for a moment longer. As Mary undoubtedly continued to ponder Christ's birth for the rest of her life, wondering how God could be in those parts that were unexpected or unwanted, so too, for us, we continue to unpack our Christmas, this past year, our lives. Can we recall a time when God surprised us, showing up in that which we didn't want? And having experienced it once, we now look for it all over the place. How is God showing up in your disappointments, sorrows, failures? And could it be true that in these especially, God has perfect access to our troubled minds and hurting hearts? Thank you for making time for your inner self today, for developing and enriching your relationship with God through reflection and discovery. Whatever you've experienced, carry that with you in the coming days. You can find more episodes at our website, Gloria-Day, that's DEI.com/lookingwithinpodcast, or subscribe through your favorite podcast app. If you know someone who might enjoy and benefit from this podcast, share it with them. Your financial contributions make this ministry possible. To give, visit gloria-day.com/giving. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you next time.